Turn on all my lights. This is Nicki Sun from TechNicki speaking, here with a gear recommendation. A wireless microphone system that not only plugs into your camera, but also to your phone and computer. What do you think?
That's dope!
You're zooming in on me. And at the same time, I have no director or cameraman.
Right now, you're like Asian Daenerys in my mind.
I've always been the mother of cameras.
I love technology. When other women see us in front of the camera, they're inspired to do it too.
This has been Nicki Sun with Gals and Gear at NAB Show Live.
Nicki's an amazing entrepreneur slash content creator slash female director slash cinematographer slash Asian ambassador.
She's talking about choosing the right camera for the job.
Woo!
Definitely. She's amazing.
That was it for this episode of TechNicki Speaking. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Hey. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of TechNicki Speaking by Nicki Sun. I'm your host, obviously, Nicki Sun, and I just wanted to say hello and make sure that we're working in all areas right now. Right now, this is Amazon. Hello, Marissa. She's in the chat. You joined me early. P.S. Marissa, was it you who left a 5-star rating on our podcast, MessySexyMe? Because I think the names match, and we needed to find you and say thank you and try to tag you on Instagram, but we couldn't find you. So if you can leave us your Instagram handle in the chats, please do, so we can find you. And thank you so much for listening to our podcast. So every Tuesday as well, we just launched a podcast called MessySexyMe. It's 3 incredible women navigating their hectic lives in La La Land, which is Los Angeles. And we talk about everything from business to relationships, the social parts, the emotional parts. And today literally is the 1-week anniversary since our launch last Tuesday, and so it's going to be an interesting Tuesday for me going forward, because not only do we launch every Tuesday in the morning, I also do a live show that is more tech related at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every week. So I do appreciate you. This is I realize I'm claiming Tuesday as you're gonna get so much of me, you're gonna get so tired of me on Tuesday, just hitting all your social media streams throughout the week. Yay! Thank you, Marissa. I have to take a picture of this. Hold on. Let me just take a picture of that, because then, as we all know, the chat disappears. But we wanted to give credit where credit was due. And Marissa, I really do appreciate you from tuning into my live tech show last Tuesday and then listening to the podcast afterwards, and then proceeding to not only rate our podcast 5 stars, but also leaving a comment. Really, really do appreciate you. Since it's just very humble beginnings, we just launched and it's like our little baby. So we really appreciate you tuning in and leaving a comment. So last week was very sexy, like what we found attractive in our partner. But this week was very, very emotional. It was vulnerable for a lot of us to share what we had to share, but we think it's important to hopefully have that resonate with a lot of people who are going through the same things, or maybe can relate or resonate. So we really do appreciate you all tuning in, and my hair is so crazy right now, so please excuse me. It's been a wild week getting yesterday's podcast up to date, because we're still finding a flow and a system. And if you're tuning in to the episode tonight, or if you haven't tuned into episode 3, which is Enough is Enough, first of all, follow us. It's MessySexyMe on Instagram. It's also MessySexyMe.com. We have a new episode every Tuesday that launches. But particularly with this last episode that aired today, or released today on all major podcast platforms, one of the biggest themes that you'll hear me open up more about is the relationship that I had with my dad. And unfortunately, I lost my dad to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer almost 6 years ago. And I think doing you know, when I see all these ads and all these emails and newsletters, you know, talking about Father's Day, it used to really get to me. And I really like the fact that certain companies like Canva, for instance, sends us emails ahead of time asking now if we want to opt out of Father's Day, you know, marketing or emails, because, you know, I really appreciate how companies are way more sensitive to people's thoughts lately and emotions and feelings. But I figured not only would I be doing a disservice for those who want to gift their dad something really cool from the tech department or things that I found cool, I think it's also a way for me to share what I think my dad would have liked. So if you haven't tuned into the episode yet, please do. But grab your tissues is definitely one where you're going to hear a way more vulnerable side of me opening up about my dad. And I know Father's Day weekend is this Sunday. So I just wanted to, you know, talk about tech and then also provide things that I would have loved or my dad would have loved to share with you all. And hopefully, because of Amazon and Amazon Prime, it's not too late to purchase things to get it to your dad. So that's going to be the theme of this episode for today. And I'm just going to get started. So let me take off that. Yes, so this is Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I go live, and I'm really, really excited for you all to join me today. And the first thing I wanted to talk about, I don't really have to showcase, but it is the Arlo Pro 4 Spotlight camera. And the reason why I selected this one is because my dad used to, it was like a huge thing, like every year, or for Christmas or something, my dad would always want to install a security system in the house. And I don't think he ever really truly got it up at all. So we have like probably 8 different versions of security wireless cameras. Please let me know if you can relate. But it was one of those things where every year he'd always buy this security wireless camera to try and set up, but it was just so bulky, hard to configure. It would just end up staying in the box. So I just wanted to share the Arlo Pro 4 Spotlight camera because if you click on the link that I have below, if you're watching on Amazon, the link is below, or the product is in my carousel. So if you're watching on your mobile device and you're watching on Amazon, I have it selected below. Also, if you're watching on a laptop or a computer, it'll be on the left side. But anyways, this one's special is because I actually got to work with Arlo to create a video. So, fun fact, if you click on the product below, Arlo Pro 4 Spotlight camera, you'll notice that when you look at the product videos, you might see a familiar face. And the thumbnail is called Exploring the Arlo Pro 4 Spotlight camera with Nicki Sun. And it's just been really cool. That actually started my journey to be here on Amazon, actually, is I didn't know I can create content with a DP review and also have my videos separately as product videos on Amazon Live. So it's just a really cool thing. So if you want to see a little bit more of the Arlo Pro 4 in action, definitely click on the video because I'm in that video basically showcasing all the cool features, something I would not be able to justify right now because there's no possible way for me to showcase that. But it comes in a 1, 2, or 3 pack of cameras. The quality is you get 2K video, and you can also set it up wirelessly on your phone, and the mount is magnetic. So I really like that, and the ability to be able to get notified when there's an animal or a person or a package. I love that you're able to distinguish between a person, a package, and an animal based on the AI technology that these Spotlight cameras do have. And if you do see, or if you do get alerted that a package or a person or an animal has arrived, you can set that and designate how you want it to hit you or notify you. And if it's something unwanted, you can sound an alarm right away. You can call 911. You can speak back. You can hear what they're saying, and you can say things back. Or also maybe someone's coming over and you're not home. You can talk to them through the microphone that the Arlo Pro has. So I really, really do like it. So go check that out if you are in the market for a new wireless security camera system, just like my dad would have had added. This is one. So I would say this is probably like the most expensive thing that I would be recommending or just showcasing today on the show, but it's also because your girl is in the video. So again, if you check it out, go check it out. I'm there. Now let's see. All right. Now, ooh, yes. Okay, so this is something I was talking about last week, but it's the DYMO label maker. And okay, so this goes in hand. I think for those who really like tools, and for me it's filmmaking gear and content gear, right? So instead of like all these nuts and bolts, my actually before I go over the label maker, I want to go over this Acro Mills, yes, organizer. So it's made out of plastic, but the one that I have selected below, it is sitting on the side of my rolling stand, and instead of putting screws and like all these other wood shop things. So, you know, if your dad likes wood shop and all that stuff too, feel free to use it for that reason. But I'm utilizing this from a content creator, filmmaker side. I actually have all of these boxes and dividers filled with cables, like my USB-C to USB cables, my USB-A to USB-C cables. I have my lavaliers, I have my headphones, I have my small, you know, full HDMI to HDMI cords, and they're like these little things that, you know, just kind of get thrown around the house, and I've been wanting a way to organize it. So what if, you know, not only is it great to have something to organize, but you know, when it comes to gifting someone something, it's also nice to give that extra custom touch. So if you notice that someone in your life, not just for Father's Day, needs to be a little bit more organized and have all these like small things, you don't have to you can get this organizer and also pair it up with the DYMO label maker. So this is the one that I got because, trust, I've been meaning to label every single one of my dividers, like USB-A, USB-C. So this is the DYMO label maker. Let me also take off my overlay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so this is the DYMO label maker. I'm just gonna actually utilize this time to actually make a label, because why not? Okay, so the cool thing is like you can charge it. There's an internal lithium battery, so it comes with a charger as well. But at the same time, you don't need to be plugged into the wall. It is quite big for a label maker, but the cool thing is you can also connect it to your computer, and you're also able to print directly from your computer. It's so new, guys. Like, I haven't even peeled off this. Like, well, actually, maybe should I do this now? Should I peel this off right now? Yes, maybe. Oh, I did it. So I guess it's mine and I can't return it. I couldn't return it anyways because I honestly bought this maybe almost 8 months ago, and it's just now that I'm starting to open it. But okay, let me label something for my dividers. Let's see. Let me go into the picture-in-picture mode. Cool. So here we go. This is the label maker. You can see that there is a keyboard. There are numbers here. I think it's a cool idea that not only you get somebody a gift of an organizer, but maybe you help start labeling things for them. Obviously, if they don't want to label it, you can take it off, but having to go do the extra steps of labeling things for somebody is very, very thoughtful. I would think so as well. So it's something that I think it would be a fun gift if you wanted to be able to gift someone this. So I'm gonna do, I'll show you how easy it is. So I'm gonna do USB. Ooh, let's see. I haven't figured out if there's like little symbols yet. This is literally the first time I'm doing this. Aha. let's see, I don't think it's a touch screen. Oh wait, no, there is buttons over here. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so we'll do this one. USB, we'll do USB-C to USB. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, this one. I tend to sing to myself a lot, so if you hear that, this is just me being me. Okay, and then I believe, press OK. And then I think it's this blue button. It's so funny. This is my first time opening this label maker. So we're gonna test it out together. Okay, oh, there it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down. I press the blue button and now it's printing. You can see it coming out over here. And then over here is the scissors. So I'm just gonna cut it off. And then here we go. So now we have USB-C to USB-C. Yay! Now I really want to stick it on something. Okay, well, this will be good for the bigger ones, but we can definitely make the print smaller. Actually, let's try that. I want to try that. Let's do this. Okay, I want to now see if I can do... I probably should have tested this out before going live with this, but hey, this is how we learn together. Birds of a feather flock together. I might have to do it again. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Well, you know what? It should be as simple as 1, 2, 3, but I think I have to figure out how to highlight this. Well, anyways, we did one. We did one, and then I'll be able to print it out later. But what I want to try with this one that is different from other label makers is I want to connect it to my computer, and that way I can just type it out. And then just press print, 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 and they'll go a lot faster than individually clicking on it. I do like the fact that you can click on it and you don't need to be attached to a power supply in order for this to work. It is quite large, but again, this is kind of like the first label maker that I've been able to work with versus like all these other ones. But for the most part, it's been really nice to like print these out like this and just stick them on. So I'm gonna do that later. And I'll just turn this off. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Yay! Oh, Steven, hello. He says, he asks if there's warranty on the product. Actually, you know, let's look at that right now because I have the box with me. Boop, boop, boop. It comes in this one. I'm like, do I ever read the manual? No. Yeah. This is more of the manual, but where's that little sheet? I believe there is a warranty though. The great thing is usually with Amazon though, like you can pretty much reach out, tell them what's wrong with it, and DYMO is such a pretty big company that I'm sure if you mention something, they'd honor it. Yeah, it's not in here, but hi Gwen, nice to see you. Just checking the chat here today. I'm like, let's see what we're doing with this. Okay, let's see. Boom. Odo. Your question is making me ask this. Oh, it's so cool. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I've never actually seen this in live time. You probably can't see what's on my screen, but if you actually click on DYMO, the actual machine, and I'm actually on their product page, there's a section that says live streams related to this product, and I'm on their page right now, like live. That's really cool. So anytime I have a product in my carousel and I click on it and I'm live and I'm talking on it and I selected the product, I'm actually live on their page. Wow, this is really cool. I've never really discovered that before. Really, really cool. Oh my goodness. Well, this is cool. It doesn't say. So Steven asks, is there a warranty on the product? Right now, there's nothing that says warranty on their page. However, there are free returns. So that's what it is right now. Actually, I should probably ask them because I was like, well, I like these label makers though, but ultimately I just wanted one that would work, one that's by a reputable brand, and one that I could utilize. So all in all, with this label maker machine, you can get an organizer, get a label maker, start labeling all the things, and then present the gift with the labeled organizers, or also just start a little bit and then give the label maker too. So I like that too. And I don't know if my dad would have labeled everything, but my mom definitely would have. So it would be a family project. Thank you, Robert, for starting to follow. Yes, and Steven says, can I buy refills on Amazon as well? Yes, you can. So it's really cool because when you go look at the products, they tell you exactly the number that you're able to get refills. So just make sure it's the right cartridge. Sometimes you can find dupes as well. I don't think I'm supposed to say that, but you can find dupes. So let's say like DYMO is like a big brand. You can probably find some dupes, but just read the reviews. I always read the reviews. I haven't needed dupes yet, but the cool thing is this one takes different kinds of cartridges. So sometimes if you want an even thinner label, you can get the thinner labels. This one, I have the thicker labels, like the standard one. The one that came with this was standard. So their standard size, this is the DYMO Label Manager 280, connects to your PC or your Mac, which I love. Universal compatibility, everyone knows that about myself. And this is, oh, the cartridge was in here. So it came in this box, and I just opened it literally last week, and I've been having fun labeling everything in my house. But this is the cartridge that it came in. So it was exactly the 1/2-inch cartridge, the D1, or 12 millimeters. So this is what that looked like. This came with it already, so you didn't have to purchase one. It already came with everything you needed to get you started, which is great. You know how sometimes you purchase things and then it delivers and then you need batteries for it? And I'm like, oh, I feel bad to like make the person that I got this gift for have to purchase batteries as well. So I always read what's included on these boxes before getting it fully. But that's just me. But thanks for your questions. I really appreciate it, Steven. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, make sure you press the follow button. I do go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we talk tech here. We talk a whole bunch of different things. Lifestyle, all those things as well. So I talked about the Arlo 4 Pro Spotlight camera. Again, if you click on the video, you'll see me in the product video on their page, which is pretty cool. And then a DYMO maker, and then the Acro Mills divider. Okay, now let's talk some more tech stuff now, right? So last week I talked very much about my 2 new favorite desktop items, and I just wanted to reiterate it here just because the show is themed in terms of things you might want to get for your dad for Father's Day or just in general. But I themed it out because Father's Day is this weekend. So if I just reminded you that too, like the great thing about these gifts is that if you have Amazon Prime, you'll get it in 2 days. Yay! All right, so the first one that I really liked are these multi-device wireless mouse and keyboard by Logitech. There is a version, I believe, where you can get both, but I specifically wanted this mouse and this like keyboard, so I had to get like 2 different kinds. So I was like, well, good. And the good thing is it's actually available right now at a discounted price. So yay! This is the Logitech M720 wireless mouse. I love this mouse. I think Marissa said she has this mouse too, but this was one of my favorite mouse because as you see here on the side, it's 1, 2, and 3. You're able to program each one of these numbers to a different device, and it's compatible between a Windows, Chrome, Mac, OS system, iOS system, PC. So for those of you who are like me, or maybe you have folks or friends in your life that have multiple computer and operating systems, but don't want to have to keep unplugging the USB transmitter, the receiver, to each computer in order to use the mouse, you just program each one of your computers to a different number, and when you click on them, oh, I turned it off. Okay, so when you click on it, as you'll see, number 1 for me is my Mac. And then if I click on it 2 times, and it's the number 2, this actually controls the mouse on my PC. And the thing is, I have my Mac and my PC connected to my LG wide monitor right now. So because one is a display port and one is a full HDMI, when it comes to pairing up with my monitor, all I have to do is switch my monitor between the display port and the HDMI input. And then all I have to do is, because of Bluetooth, I don't even need to plug the USB-A into anything. It's strictly Bluetooth. I can go between my Mac and my PC now without having to take out the USB-A and then also putting it to another one. However, if you want the USB-A and you don't have Bluetooth capability, for whatever reason you don't have Bluetooth capability, there is a hidden, right here on the inside, USB-A drive that you can stick into your computer, and then you can utilize this mouse just like that. But I essentially got this mouse because I was editing on the plane, and I really hate dongles. And especially when you're sitting next to somebody on the plane and they're moving, I did not want any part of this dongle snapping off from a stranger. I mean, there are some times where it comes close to where the drinks come by and, you know, hopefully they get the drinks to the person on the side, because I like sitting on the aisle. But I like to make my editing surface as small as possible. So I definitely want to be able to have the smallest like surface area as possible, working space as possible. So this mouse has been a lifesaver. I probably shouldn't be using it on top of just my computer, but when I'm editing and I need the fine precision edits, like I can't just use my touchpad anymore. So I love being able to use like different devices with my mouse. So essentially I got this first multi-device mouse out of pure necessity of traveling, and I didn't want to have an adapter on my Mac because, as we all know, my MacBook at least currently has 4 USB-C ports, and most of these wireless mouse come only with a USB-A. So I would need basically a USB-C to a USB-A adapter in order to power on my mouse. And this time, I don't need that at all because it's Bluetooth enabled. So most devices now have a Bluetooth. So when I bring my MacBook on the plane, I'm just connecting my Logitech M720 wireless mouse straight to my computer, wirelessly through Bluetooth. And because there is a battery on the inside, you don't have to charge your mouse. So, you know, there's mouse that you either charge or there's a battery. Now, if you charge it, it has a lifespan of 7 days, right? So I'm actually, as much as I didn't want to get something with batteries, as I'm all for like the recycling of planets, what would help me is next time that batteries that came with it would be like reusable batteries, but the batteries that came with it are disposable batteries. So I will say though, off of the batteries that come with the mouse, it lasts for 2 years. So that's the good trade-off is, you know, 2 batteries, 2 years, 1 mouse, instead of having to charge it and having it possibly die every 7 days. You know, I can depend on that mouse. So I really like it. Marissa says, you don't have the mouse, but you have the keyboard, although you might be purchasing it. I will say this compared with the keyboard that I'm about to show you has made my life so much easier. I absolutely love it. And this is the keyboard. Hi, Peter. Peter goes, I'm in. Aw, that's so cool. I love this. Okay, so I'm going to bring this forward just so you can see this. Again, here we go. Now, I was talking about the Logitech M720 before, but now this is the Logitech K780 multi-device keyboard. Now this is the one Marissa says she has, and I remember talking about it, and she was like, I have that same exact one, and she loves it. Oh, this is my wallet. I have something to show you from my wallet later. But this is one of my absolute favorite keyboards now. I definitely was looking not only for aesthetics because I have a stand-sit desk, and it's completely white on the back, so I wanted something clean, but also something portable where I can move this around and not be what do you call that? I didn't want to have to mess with wires because I did have a different keyboard before, but it had 2 major thick cables, and then I had to switch it between my PC and my Mac every single time when I wanted to use my PC or my Mac. In addition, the cords just took up so much space on my table. So this was my solution. Not only is this able to be lifted and carried, I can even go to the TV if I wanted to. It has 1 AAA or 2 AAA batteries in the back. And then in the front, this is also a multi-device keyboard. So 1, 2, and 3, this is programming my MacBook. So I'm able to now type using my Mac. And then when I switch my monitor to my PC, I just click 2. And then all of a sudden, I'll be able to use the keyboard on my PC. And I have 3. So, actually, this is really cool too. So for my keyboard, I was able to program 1 is my Mac, 2 is actually my phone, right? So we're talking about any Bluetooth device that you're able to connect this keyboard to. So I'm able to now use this keyboard with my phone. And this has been a game changer for me because, first of all, I don't know about you, but I don't really like to text very well, or very much. And when I do, I have an Android, so I'm actually really good at swiping, but I've been seeing like my other friends trying to type with 2 thumbs, and it's kind of weird to me. So, and also I think it might help our, dads or more elderly folks out there be able to type faster if they had a full-fledged keyboard as well. So this is really something cool. If they have like a computer and also a phone, I mean, most people do, this is a really nice gadget to introduce to their lives, because now you don't have to have a keyboard per phone or a keyboard per computer. You can literally go between your computer, my phone, and then my PC. So all within the same keyboard. I didn't have to unplug the wires to go from my Mac to my PC. It's all Bluetooth, just like this mouse that I was talking about earlier. So this is what I really, really love about this keyboard. One of my favorite things. And honestly, since getting it a couple weeks ago, I just love the way it feels. Just all on the fingers. And I also love that there's a built-in bevel here. So I'll show you. I have this iPad that runs this. I can put it like this. I can put it like this. And I'm able to type with any Bluetooth device. So this is my iPad, this is my phone. I have the case on it, so I will say that it doesn't fit perfectly, but it will do because I want to keep the case on, because I have a magnet on the back that goes onto my car mount. And then, yeah, so I really like this because they had some other keyboards, but they didn't have this beveled part. But I really do like the fact that they have the beveled part. That's kind of was a big selling point for me personally. So out of all the ones that I was looking at and researching, that was my favorite one. And so far, so good. It also matches my desk because my desk is white and the bottom of it is black, but like the bevel is white. So I just love that as well. Okay, so now, so here's another one. Last week, I was talking about all the podcast gear that I use, and I'm thinking too, like with all the screaming kids or children's or your significant other, maybe you might want some good headphones, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you from last week is I and my girls use these Tascam TH05 headphones for our podcast. So if it's good enough for a podcast, it's good enough for your dad. All right, so this is the one. All right, this is the TH05 or 05, however you say it. These are the monitoring headphones, and I really like it because here's the thing. When I'm editing, it's cool. I can have like these, I'll show you, these little earbuds, right? But then if you're sharing headphones, obviously you don't want this to go in your ear and it go into another person's ear. And also it will start hurting the inner part of your ear after a while. So let's say you have someone who loves listening or monitoring. If they're monitoring headphones, they have to be comfortable. That's the number one thing. Not only is it like good with sound and blocking out outside sound, you have to be able to wear these headphones for a long period of time. In addition, the great thing I love about this Tascam one is not only does it have a standard 3.5 millimeter audio jack where you can plug it into your MacBook, for instance, or even your DSLR or mirrorless camera. It's a standard jack. They also come with a 1/4 inch jack, which allows you to plug it into more professional sounding or professional devices and gear when it comes to monitoring audio when using soundboards or podcasts or multi-channel recording or even music. So I think this is a great headphones, not only for musicians or podcasters, but also for an everyday kind of monitoring, something that's comfortable. Maybe your dad or the person in your life you're getting this for edits a lot like I do. This is exactly what I utilize it for. And it comes in a bag. I will say this is a nice touch. Not everybody comes with a bag, or not every headphones come with a bag. So when it comes to editing for long periods of time, I would choose these over the ear headphones over like earbuds, because after a while you're listening for a long time, it does get uncomfortable. And you want to be able to block out all the sound when you're listening so you can have that pristine editing and you can hear every little hiss or that hum. That way when you're editing, you can really, really take it out. So again, I'll just show you because I had this on last time, but I'll put it on here so you know. Oh yeah. This is so comfortable. It's like putting me to sleep right now because it's a nice little lullaby here. Oh, thank you. I'm pretty sure Peter was talking about the keyboard, saying like that is pretty cool. I would get it if it could connect to my TV. Yeah, if your TV is Bluetooth, awesome. Another way is if your phone is casting to the TV and your phone has Bluetooth, you can type on your phone for the cast to your TV. So that might work. Or if you have your computer connected through a full HDMI port or also casting to your TV, you can bring your laptop over with you and do that as well. Again, it's like a lot of work, but there's a solution, which I love. And I'm pretty sure it's going to get better and better as we go on. But the fact that this is like a Bluetooth multi-device keyboard and wireless mouse, like that's awesome. So now if you want to if you have all those things and now you want to listen to all the content being created, you're like, Dad, listen to all my content that I'm creating and listen to it good, you know? So this is what I was talking about. This headphones is a wrap over your ear. It's really nice for those who want to edit, those who want to do music. The 1/4 inch plug allows for you to plug into professional devices like the gear last week. I have a new podcast now with 2 of my ladies called MessySexyMe. Please follow us and give it a listen. But we utilize the 1/4 inch plug-in when we monitor our audio for our podcast. But let's say you want headphones that can also go into a standard computer or your DSLR camera. No problem. You don't need to buy an adapter or get a new one. This one literally twists off and it gives you your standard 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Isn't that so cool? Yeah, so I love, again, when I review devices, I love universal items. I also love it when I don't have to be told or asked to purchase something else to make it work across multi-platform devices, right? So that's why I love wireless. That's why I love charging devices over batteries a little bit more. And this is also why I love really cool compact things that also have the function to be a 1/4 inch or 3.5 millimeter jack, right? It's a long cord as well. So let's say I'm recording a video and I want to monitor the sound, but my sound is coming from my camera. This is a long cord. I can put it in my camera, monitor the audio, and then put my headphones down just so I know that the sound levels that I'm doing are all right. But yeah, again, I love these headphones. It's been really great when doing a podcast, and it's also great when editing audio. So this is definitely one of my favorite headphones. And I also want to give a shout out to Tascam because, disclaimer, like they hooked us up big time in supporting and sponsoring our podcast, MessySexyMe, before we even had a product to launch. But Tascam has been a really dear friend of mine for a long time since I purchased their Tascam DR10L for weddings and surprise weddings, right? The PCM linear device for audio. And when they came out with a podcasting set, the Mixcast 4, they sent the headphones, the microphones, the boom arms as well. And so our podcast is a reality as well, thanks to the good people over at Tascam. So, you know, I have been using their, not only did we get sponsored with gear, we got sponsored with amazing gear, and it just so happens to be my friends over at Tascam. So I just wanted to share their headphones that I really, really like. So this is what it is. JJ1010 says, I love your top. Well, thank you. You'll be happy to know that I haven't worn this one in a while because my mom would always say, you wear that top way too often. And I was like, you know, I don't think I've worn it for the stream yet, so it'll be new to everybody else. Peter says it would make typing in the search bar for streaming searches. Yep, absolutely. Johnny, what's up? Hi, Johnny. It's good to see you in the chat. Thank you all again. If you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you hit that follow button. I go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I go on for an hour live, and today, in honor of a week anniversary of launching our podcast, MessySexyMe, I am going over all the gear for not only our podcast, but also things that you might be able to gift your dad for Father's Day this coming Sunday. So that's the headphones. So we talked about, you know, audio, monitoring, music, gear. We talked about tools, the label maker machines. We've talked about quite a few things already. Also, my favorite wireless desktop devices. Now, here's some things that may be a little different. Now, let's say what do you get for the person who has everything? This is my, honestly, it's one of my favorite devices, the Pocket Tripod. Okay, so the Pocket Tripod is literally as it sounds. It's a tripod that can fit in your pocket, and I'll show you. It is also a tripod that is the size of a credit card that can fit in your wallet, and I'll show you. Like, this is literally the size of my credit card, right? Like this. And some people who are focusing on the fact that it's not a tripod, you know what a tripod is? I'm like, well, first of all, I didn't name it, okay? Second of all, why are you so bitter? This is just such a cool device. So let me move this to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. I have my picture-in-picture mode right here. So again, this is one of my favorite items. Not only is it a great conversation starter, but let's say you want to be in the photo, or you want to like take videos of yourself, and you always will carry your wallet with you, right? So this is really a cool device that not only will it fit in your wallet, you'll just never forget it because it's always in your wallet. And it literally is the size of a credit card. It fits in my wallet. So cool thing is when you twist it and you do that like so, it becomes a tripod for your phone. And not only that, you have 180 degrees of movable angles. So if you want to like lay it down, so I'll show you. I have this, and then all of a sudden I have my phone right here. And because I have a Samsung, and because I programmed it to every time I wave or put my hand up to the camera, it automatically takes the pictures. It has made also selfie photos so much easier, so I don't have to have that arm in my way, right? I've gotten good where I probably don't even need the tripod, but let's say I want to go further away, I'm able to, you know, do this to my phone, and then I'll take a picture. So this is one of my favorite devices ever. And if you go to the link in my bio on Instagram or my website, nickisun.com, you'll be able to find a bigger discount code. It is on Amazon, but if you want to help a sister out too, I do get, it is affiliate link, but I honestly really do like this product. So yeah, I do this. It's pizza slice. It's also so satisfying because it's like a fidget spinner to me, right? It's satisfying with the snap. Oh, one thing that I forget to keep showing you too is that it also comes apart and it could hold your device horizontally. So, I mean, it could hold it already, but if you don't want the two tripod legs sticking in the middle, I'll show you how to do it. You flip it like this. Well, actually, I think it's like this. And then see how it's like, here, let me focus it. There it goes. So see this, there's like a little, it hangs on by, not a thread, but it's a plastic. So you never want to bend it, right? You just want to flip it. But for this one, you just go rotate it at a 90 degree and you pull it apart. That's all you have to do. And then now you have two separate sides, right? So now I can do this with my phone. Yeah. Let me refocus that. So it's cool because then I could watch videos and stuff. It was funny. I was actually at one of my best friend's wedding last week, and they were looking at this trailer that they just got sent from their videographer, and Tyler was, he's a Samsung user as well. He was holding the phone, and I was like, oh, let me get my pocket tripod out, so then you don't have to hold it, you know, because he's holding it and everybody's watching it. So this is a nice way to just let it stay there. I mean, obviously you can balance it against a cup and stuff, but this is a very nice way to lift it off the ground. I also just use this pocket tripod as well when I'm out to eat and I know I'm going to take content and photos, but I don't want my phone to hit the table and get germs on it. So it's a nice way to lift the phone off the table. And then when you want to put it back together, you know, we just put it back like so, twist it back in, pizza slice, and there you go. So again, this is a really cool device to just have in your wallet at all times. And if you need somebody to help assist you taking your photos, just bring out your pocket tripod. It's definitely also like a huge conversation starter. So that's what I love about this so much. So this is one favorite device. So for someone who has everything, I bet they don't have one of these. And this is actually a really cool product that allows you to capture the moment, capture the memories. And what, you know, parent doesn't want to capture memories of their children? Actually, don't answer that. I know everybody's different. I was generalizing there and I'm sorry. So that was that one. Also, if your dad or your friends are content creators and they're just getting started, the Joby GorillaPod Mobile Rig Kit is one of my favorites. I have like just the Grip Type 2 for now, but I have the arms that come attached as well. But this is something where you can add it. Sorry, let me move this to the side. What I do realize though is when I put my iPad on the bevel, I'm like reaching around the tripod trying to showcase things, so should probably move that to the side. All right, so phone, right? All right, I have this Joby. If you've been to my shows before, you know this is like one of my favorite tripods ever because I can just capture it and put it on here. I can also move it and make it horizontal, just like that. There is also a shoe mount on top that allows you to put other devices on top of it. Let's say, let me grab one of these. Let's just say you wanted to put, you know, one of these on there. There's like a shoe mount. I put it right here. So if I wanted to capture audio as well, I can put that there. But the thing about the Joby, however, is it's a full kit. So it'll come with a microphone, it'll come with a light, it'll also come with the arms and also the tripod. So if you want to get your dad like the ultimate starter kit that has everything in one go, I really have liked the Joby Mobile Content Creation Kit because not only is it my favorite tabletop tripod, it also comes with a lot of beginning items that are actually really high quality. I believe the light is wireless charging as well. The DYMO Mini, which is the other light that you could purchase separately, that's the magnetic backing, but the one that comes with the kit, I believe, is the wireless charging kit. They're also both waterproof and they're app controllable. So yes, if you download like the Joby app, which I have, you're able to pair it through Bluetooth yet again, and then you're able to power on the lights as well and also monitor the audio. So it's app ready to go as well. Even if you don't download the app, you can still use all the products without the app, which I love it. Marissa goes, I love Joby products. You have the Joby vlogging tripod and the mini light. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love this. You have like almost all the gear that I have. This is so cool. Thank you, Marissa. Really appreciate you. So this is my one that I love. So if you have somebody in your life that is looking to get started into content creation and, you know, is not balling on a budget yet or wants to ball on a budget, this has actually been one of my favorites. I use this to this day. Like I get sent so much gear and I am very grateful to review all this gear, but I keep coming back to this one specifically because I love the way that I can put the camera on this. And also if I wanted to, because I have a mobile device, when you record vertical content like your TikToks or your Instagrams, sometimes you might want to put it on a tripod. You're able to do that because these are like standard size quarter 20 heads. So you have, sorry, I have to like let me, so it's like a standard quarter 20 shoe, right? Or input. So I can put this on top of my tripod. So let's say this is not tall enough. You're able to move the head onto a standard tripod, and then you can use your phone to continue recording vertically. So I do like, again, I'm all about universal products, things that can be used from one to another. So I love that. Marissa says the app is user-friendly. Yay! That's all we want to hear, right? User-friendly app. So I love the Joby app. And yeah, and then I just throw it in my bag too. So see how small it broke down? Like if I wanted it even smaller, I could also, you know, tilt the head down, or, you know, if I'm not needing to bring it out of my bag real quick, I'll break it down and have the legs and also the top, and it'll fit into a more smaller surface. But this has been a really nice heavy duty tripod for my phone and mobile content creation. So again, this is a great device and kit in particular. So sometimes they already have certain things you want to like piecemeal it, but if you're looking for the ultimate starter kit, I really do love Joby products. Plus their social media team is so on point and they're very, very responsive, and they support creators. So I know there's so many brands you can support, but if you're going to support one brand that really does support and respect creators, I love Joby. And no, they did not pay me to say that because I'm not an ambassador. I wish I was an ambassador, but I'm not. But I really, really do like Joby products. All right, so oh my gosh, we have 5 minutes left. All righty, so the other two things that I wanted to show you, well, guess I can't really show you. It's in my in the room. I didn't bring it out, but I talked about this before. This is the Targus Mobile backpack. I love it because it's a backpack that can also pull out into a roller with wheels. It has, you know, your laptop. I just also really like the design of this backpack because Targus has also made this eco-friendly. So not only is it like, who called it? I think, was it Tyler? Who called it like it looks like a Batman's backpack. Like if Batman wore a backpack, this would be a Batman backpack. So I like this because it's very streamlined. It's not bulky at all. It's very slick. And not only is it so padded on the back where you can carry it, and the wheels have covers where you can, you know, put it over the wheels. So like when you're dragging it all over the floor and you put it on your back and maybe you're wearing a suit, you don't want to get the dirty wheels on your suit. So there are wheel covers as well that you can cover when you're transforming it from a rolling backpack to a backpack. I do like the fact too that it's a nice pull-out handle versus one of those handlebars that make it look pretty bulky like a suitcase bar. It's a nice chic like T-bar that you can utilize to pull. It's made from 37 recycled water bottles, or just plastic recyclable water. So they actually won a award at, I believe, CES like a couple years ago for not only being like really well designed, but also environmentally friendly and sustainable. So that's all the more reason for me to support products like this, and which is why I like this backpack. I use this backpack the most. Again, I get sent a lot of backpacks, but you know, sometimes I don't want to carry it on my shoulders because I'm wearing maybe a dress and I don't want to ruin it. So I definitely use this rolling backpack a lot. It opens up like a suitcase too. That's the biggest difference that I forgot to mention. It's not like a normal backpack where the zipper's on the top and you have to dig all the way down. It actually unzips like a suitcase, and there are padding and placements that you can put standard size like packing cubes in them. So, and then the front has a laptop, which is horizontal. So when you're going through TSA, for instance, you can literally take out the backpack in the front and don't have to worry about showing everything that you packed on the inside. There's two separate areas, and this is totally a check-in bag. Super great if you're going for a weekend trip and all you need is like maybe some undergarments, some PJs, maybe a toothbrush, and then maybe one change or two, or probably up to 3 changes of clothes. I can fit a lot. I pride myself in being able to consolidate and pack when I go on any trip. So I've used this bag the most, not only in traveling, but also when I go to conferences and I'm running the show floor. I can fit like a pair of shoes in there, bring my laptop. I can roll things around. Also, the cool thing is that there's a mesh water bottle holder. So if you're not using the water bottle holder, you can tuck it back in the zipper. But the mesh water bottle holder is super cool because then you can pull it out and it's just this expandable mesh holder that when you're dragging your backpack or carrying your backpack, you can put a standard size water bottle or canteen there as well. So love it, love it, love it. Hello, thank you Amazon customer for starting to follow. I don't know your name because I think you have to register and like tune in with your name. The only other thing right here too, besides having everything as well, let's say your dad or the person you want to get this gift for has so many memories, because that's something with my dad. He used to always take so many pictures and just run out of space. I love how small these Kingston SSD drives are. I will say like they're getting smaller and smaller. It's also like being able to run your programs like Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere or Photoshop off of. So let's say you're traveling and you need that extra space to not only have a fast processor, but also something travel friendly. This is really, really nice. They come in 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes. And what I do personally is when I travel, I put my Final Cut Pro program on this and I run all my programs off of this versus my computer because this has a faster drive. This is a 2000 megabytes per second read and write. And I know I also have the Samsung T5, but that's 500 megabytes per second. Then the powered by OWC is 1000 megabytes per second. The Kingston one is 2000 megabytes per second. So not only is it like powerful, it's also very portable. And it's always nice to have an extra SSD drive in your bag wherever you travel. And because I operate off my Mac, I always have my USB-C to USB cord. So I just plug it in here and then plug it in my computer. Since there's no moving parts, it's really nice to not have to worry about it getting damaged or breaking, but being able to edit off of my SSD drive and having multiple capacity sizes. So this is like a 1 terabyte one, but if you want 2 terabytes, go for it. But if you're just using this to run programs off, you can even go for the 500 gigabyte one because you're just going off of the size of how big your program is and then some, right? Maybe saving a couple of videos to it. But I love that this is multi-purpose as well. So you don't need to just store things on this. You're not putting it to its most optimal use if you just store things on it. Utilize this to run your programs off of. It'll be super blazing fast and you'll thank me later. The last thing, because I know we're hitting at 8 and I had it in here, for the person who has everything, right? And maybe they don't want tech stuff, maybe they don't want food stuff. My girlfriend just sent me my first smudging kit. I didn't even know that was what it was called. Hopefully I'm even pronouncing it right. But you know, when you want to sage your house to provide more energy and more positive energy into your home, or maybe you want to sage a product, or maybe, you know, to start with a clean slate and think of, you know, new things to attract in your life and going things forward. you can actually get a smudge kit. So I'm actually really excited. I've always seen this in movies like Grace and Frankie, or like anytime something negative or energy happens, you light the sage on fire and then you go through your house and like really help to attract better spirits and better energy into your home. I just thought it was cool because she sent it to me today as a surprise, and because it was on Amazon, I was like, oh, let me talk about it. Marissa's like, I need this kit. So the cool thing is, first of all, it smells divine. This is by Mama Wonder Bar. It comes like this. And then, oh my God, it smells so lovely. Here it looks like this. Ooh. Here, and let me go like this so you can see all the beauty of it right here. Look at that. Oh man, look at the sage kit. All right, so the cool thing is they also tell you what each one does, right? So we have the art of smudging. I've learned so much about it. So, oh, let me just read the first part of it so you know, for those of you who also didn't know exactly what this was meant for. I was actually surprised this is on Amazon. I'm pretty sure everything's on Amazon, but it never occurred to me that this was on Amazon and that I could get something like this on Amazon, right? So, the art of smudging. In this vast world we live in, we can come in contact with spaces, objects, and people that possess varying energies. Smudging is used to clear a space, object, and or person from negative energy, as well as create a sacred space, right? So, I've always wanted to do it. These are the ones that come with it. So, we have white sage, we have cedar, flower sage, palo santo, which is funny because I always used to hear that in telenovelas, and I'm like, oh, now I have one. And then you have yerba santa, and then they tell you what it's used for. Like cedar is used to protect people. A flower sage is meant to give off also, what was it? Love, passion, and beauty. Yerba santa is the holy herb. Is used for cleansing rituals, beauty spells, healing rites, open to psychic abilities. And so they also give you smudge prayers too about what to say when you start lighting this on fire. So actually this is a fun kit. I'm not saying that if for the person who has everything, right? This is actually really nice if someone's moving into a new home, or they have a new car, or they're trying to rid their space of negative energy, or toxic people in your life. This is actually quite a fun gift that I received. It was actually very unique to me. So I want to shout out to my girl Abby for sending this kit to me, first of all. But not only is it beautifully decorated, it smells wonderful, and the purpose behind it in utilizing it, it's a pretty unique gift. So this is why I say, for the person who has everything, this is actually quite nice if you want to really show that you care about someone's healing energy, or just trying to give them a spiritual cleanser in their life, to give them a little boost in their, I would say, just their aura and their being, and just that you care about them in their spiritual and also mental self too. So I think I covered a wide range of gifts that you could possibly get for Father's Day, but I hope that you found any one of these enjoyable, just to learn more about. I really do appreciate you coming back every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to tune in to see what goodies I have next. I do know that upcoming I have some products like sliders and camera gear, so I'm really excited to dive into that. But right now I'm taking kind of like opinions on what you would like me to cover next if I haven't already covered it. Again, my name is Nicki Sun. This has been TechNicki Speaking Live. Outside of my normal lives, you can also go to my page, which is amazon.com/shop/Nicki Sun, and all my playlists of what I have in terms of live streaming gear, in terms of desktop setups, in terms of my podcast setup. I have created painstakingly lists for you all. So let me do that. So this is my Shop My Gear link. So Also, if you're watching from Amazon, which is the preferred way of watching this because I'm literally clicking on products that are appearing on screen as I talk to you all and talk about it. But if you go on the Amazon screen and you say view my storefront, that is also another way to navigate to my shop page. But this is, you know, depending on if you want to come back and you're like, what did Nicki say that was her favorite desktop, you know, find? All my playlists are there. So if you go onto my shop, click on those. And disclaimer again, anything you purchase supports my channel at no extra cost to you. So I know you have many options to purchase off of other people that you see. Totally fine if you find it on their page. Absolutely, like, support. But I would definitely appreciate if you found any of the items helpful or useful, or any of the items, I would appreciate you starting on my page. That way, you know, again, it doesn't charge you any more, but it also shoots me a small commission that supports this channel, so I can continue sharing my finds with you. I really would appreciate that. And if you have not been tired of me yet, again, on Tuesday, not only do I do my live tech show, I just started a brand new podcast called MessySexyMe. So we have an episode out today, a new one called Enough is Enough. And you'll probably see why I tied today's theme of Father's Day into my show today after you listen to this episode. So for those of you who are watching or just learning about this podcast for the first time, please go follow us, MessySexyMe.com. That's our website. We're available on all podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of the major websites. And if you don't have any of those apps, you can always go to MessySexyMe.com to listen to our latest episode. And I just want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day this Sunday. And I'll see you next Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks, guys.